So, hey, Mr. Peters, this is Dave. I'm just going to show you a couple things here about the pen with the nib that I use and how it works in my Cambridge wide margin Bible. This is the Edison nib, and this is the exact same size of nib that you've looked at on Goulet, and you can see there, if you can see the EF there, it's hard to see, but that means extra fine. In this one I've got blue ink in it right now, and it turns out that this nib, this number 6 nib, is the real common size. You'll be able to figure out how to change that out on that Jinhao pen by just Googling or YouTubing how to exchange nib on Jinhao pen. There's plenty of videos out there on that. So this is the Edison brand nib, but it's manufactured by a company called Jowo. I think it's Jowo, and that's the exact same manufacturer for the number 6 nib that you get on Goulet. And so in reality, that Goulet number 6 nib is exactly the same thing as what I have here on this Edison pen. So let me show you how this writes. I've got blue ink in it, and so I'll just show you how it writes here, and then I'll show you the bleed through. Stand by just for a second. I don't know why it's not writing. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's try this again. Just underline some verses here. And I'll just make another larger note here. And so let me put the cap back on my pen. And so that's how the writing works. Now with a fountain pen, you're going to want to wait a couple minutes, couple seconds to wait to touch it, because it can smear. But let me show you here. The last note that I made there was on redeems, and so if you run your finger over it, there's no smearing there. So let's go to the back side of this page. So here it's page 442. Page 441, and if you see, that's all the bleed through that you get. Okay, and the underlining, this is not a line matched text here in the Cambridge wide margin, but you see that's what you get. Okay, and I've got some older notes over here. So that's a reality that you get with fountain pens, but to me, that is not a bother. I'm okay with that. Let me go to another area that I've made a lot of notes, and I'll show you how that works out. Colossians, I think, is where it is. Hang on just a second. Yeah, so here's quite a lot of underlining in notes, and I'm almost certain that most of this is with my fountain pen. And you see here, it doesn't really affect the other side much at all, because most of that's in the margins. So and even that your faith in Christ, if we turn over that, that will be over the text on the other side. And so, yeah, it's right here on the his body stuff. So you see what that does. Again, you have to decide if that bothers you or not. So I hope that helps. I'm going to try to get this posted to you now. Talk to you.